Okay, just want to make sure we're good. All right, hello. Welcome everybody to this week's rendition of Team Freedom Reigns Monday Motivation Call. We are your guest speakers this evening. My name is Kimberly Murphy.
Hi everyone, John Murphy. We are your premier Pro 4 distributors out of New Hampshire, New England.
Yes, and before we get into our story and our topic tonight, we got a few promotions to run through. So let me just pop over and share my screen with you. Here we go. Oh, sharing is paused. Resume share. Let's do that. Oh, don't be silly, everybody. Share. Share.
Uh-oh.
Well, if it's not going to share, that it didn't pop up. Present. Here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Let's back her up and get started with the promotions, babe. I'll let you take it away.
Okay, awesome. All right, LifeVantage, who's fired up about the new Tri-Synergizer? Holy moly. I'm amped up about this stuff. It's kicking in. We were able to pre-order it because we were registered for the last event. We registered, landed in Long Beach, registered, and got our butts over to that line and got ourselves some NAD. Oh my goodness, this stuff is fire, straight up fire. So the company rewards us, guys. Get on the Tri-Synergizer before the month ends. They're going to throw you a $50 bag of Axio for free, just for upgrading to the Tri-Synergizer. So get your monthly subscription set up, guys. Even better than that, we're going to get into the details of maintaining your 200 a month PV for payouts and stuff like that. But for now, who wants to hit their 200 PV with one auto ship? The Ultimate Stack. Upgrade to the Ultimate Stack. The first month, next month you get, before the end of October, you're going to get a bag of Axio for free. Maintain it for 3 months. Maintain the behaviors, guys. They're going to throw in another bag of Axio for free. Boom, $100 in Axio. I don't know about you guys, but we personally go through 4 to 6 bags of Axio a month. It's just, the stuff is legit. So Tri-Synergizer, 1 bag of Axio. Minimum, guys, we got to be on the Tri-Synergizer. 100 in PV for the month, but everyone, all distributors really should be on and promoting the Ultimate Stack. Little over $200, you're getting $200 in PV. You're going to get fully paid every month. Get her done.
That's it. And one of the really cool things here at LifeVantage is they reward you multiple times for the same behaviors. So for upgrading your stack and for all the friends and for all the family that you are getting on these amazing products on the Tri-Synergizer, you're also earning Cancun points, which is awesome. So for the Tri-Synergizer, you're earning 100 Cancun points, and for the Ultimate Stack, it equals to 200 Cancun points. So that's totally doable, guys. This has been huge for us in our business, and I know that all the testimonies that are rolling in about how these products are really, people are feeling it, people are excited about it. It's totally doable. And you're going to want to be there. That's the other thing, is that the registration and the deadline for Cancun is in 3 more days, you guys. October is almost ending. Believe it or not, I feel like it just kind of came and went. But the deadline is here. And here's what's up. If you haven't registered for Cancun yet, you're not too late. We still have time. And I know for me, as a New Englander, if you tell me that I get to go where there is sunshine in the middle of February, sign me up. I will be there. We get to write it off in our taxes. I mean, Absolutely. That's incredible. But aside from that, you guys, this is such an incredible opportunity to get a taste for those elite retreats, right? We get to go and be spoiled and pampered by LifeVantage. We get to rub elbows with people who have already achieved what we're working so hard for. And that's such an incredible opportunity. We don't get to do that all the time. And we get to be there as a team, right? We get to hang out together. That doesn't happen all the time. We're spread out all over the US. So let's come together, let's be there, and let's get our registrations in before the end of October. because after that, you can still register, but here's the deal, is you may end up on the other end of the resort. You won't be in the LifeVantage block. And as I'm hearing it, this resort, you guys, is miles long. It's huge. So if you want to be where the team is and where the people are, you want to register before the end of the month, and we'll be there. So come be with us.
So please be there. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with the team and meet people from other teams and learn some incredible nuggets from people you have chatted with who maybe you haven't rubbed elbows with yet. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there.
Yes, absolutely. So,
guys, double check your personal volume. So it's a good habit. So you want to go through your back office and your personal customers and your personally enrolled distributors. Check their volume, make sure their orders are going through. And I'll give you a perfect example. Not too long ago, I was doing this activity and I noticed that a customer was missing her Pro Tandem order for a couple months. So I shot her a quick text and I'm like, hey, is everything okay? I noticed, and she's been on Pro Tandem for years and years, one of my first customers. And she looked into it and it was as simple as her credit card, her debit card expired. So she thanked me and called the company, gave us her new number, and she's back in action, but she wouldn't have caught it for how long. So not only do we want our customers on their product, but I mean, we're in the business to get paid and help everyone. So if they're not getting their product, we're not getting paid either. So, and distributors as well, $100 minimum, $200 to get paid 50%, $200 max, get that ultimate stack in, make sure your orders, your credit card numbers are up to date and all that, because we got to get paid. Double check your PV.
Yes. Yes, so you want to make sure that everyone on your team, you are checking their volume as well, not just your own personal volume, because you know what? We all rise together, right? We rise by helping each other. So you want to see how close your team is to potentially hitting that next rank, and by helping them, it trickles up, right? That's the beauty of this industry and this business. So make sure that we're working together and we're linking arms and we're crossing the finish line together. We're working to the last minute. And for all of your people that you're following up with who aren't able to make a decision in the next few days here, let's get them on your appointment book for November. Start booking up your first few weeks in November. I've already got my calendar out. Do you know what you're doing tomorrow? Do you know what you're doing next week? You want to have people already filling up so you can start your month strong, and it's not halfway through the month and Thanksgiving's rolling around and you're like, oh geez, I haven't done anything. You really want to be ahead of the game and building off this momentum that is tangible and everybody is feeling it here in the company. So let's work into the last minute, you guys, of this month. We got 3 more days to work strong to be updating our subscriptions to the ultimate stack. So we're getting our PV and so we're getting that free bag of Axio, right?
Yep, closing out the month strong, but like Kim said, fill the calendar so you can start your next month strong as well. We're farmers, we plant seeds. So you might not see the fruits of your labor by the end of October, but you're sure as heck gonna see them in November too, right? So get the calendar out, plant the seeds, and we'll see the fruit, if not by the end of the month, in the next month as well. So closing out the month strong and working until the clock hits 000, guys. I know we're talking to a bigger fan base than New England, but I got to throw out the New England Patriots, okay? Brady's not nervous with 2 minutes left. He doesn't say it's October 28th. I only got 3 days left. We're good. We're done. Guys, he's got 2 minutes left. He's going to work until the clock hits 000. Let's treat our business like the 2-minute offense, guys, okay? We got 3 days left. Let's close out the month strong. If you got team members that are Pro 2s with $4,500 in volume, they only need $500 to balance out to Pro 3 to hit the next rank. You know, and if you have a handful of those who are going to achieve the rank of Pro 3, that could help you hit Pro 5. So all ships rise with the tide, and don't wait until the clock hits 000. 2-minute offense, get it done.
I like that. Good advice, babe. So that is that for housekeeping. And at this point, we are going to take some time and just share our story and give you guys some tips about how to navigate the highs and the lows of this business and get you out of those lows faster. We've definitely been there ourselves. We've had life hit us several times, knock us down, but we keep getting back up again. And so we want to give you some tangible advice on how to get out of those lows as soon as possible.
Exactly. So this isn't exactly like a Facebook Live. I can't ask anyone to interact, so I can't say drop a 1 or drop a 2. So I'm just going to come right out and let you guys know I'm human. And I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be vulnerable with you. I haven't been the perfect, elite status distributor from the get start. We've had ups and downs, but we'll share a little bit about who we are before we get into that. John Murphy, New Hampshire, and I want to bring you back. I was about 23 when I initially hurt my back. I lifted something incorrectly in construction and I herniated a disc, and it rendered me out of work for months, a half a year or so, and slow recovery, but I always relapse every couple of years, and it just set me back. In 2011, I had the worst episode. I had a very stressful week, and during the weekend, my back spasmed out on me so bad, the muscles just quivered and spasmed, and I dropped to the ground, and I was out of commission for a few days. Walking wise, I had to crawl. Finally got me home. I was in bed for a couple months. It was the lowest place in my life. I think I remember it was miserable, self-medication. I couldn't get my head out of a negative space. It sucks to say, but that's just what it is. And it got so bad, guys, that at the time we were engaged, I rolled over in bed and I told this one, you're young and healthy. Go find someone younger and healthy, because I literally don't see this getting any better. It sucked for a long time, and I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And fortunately, I ran into old high school acquaintance, Chris Mailhoyt, who was golfing, the golf coach at the community college we attended for a little bit. And I finally rehabilitated my back to the point where I could get out of the house for the day and do a little bit of golfing, but I was laid up for 2 or 3 days on the couch just as a consequence of that much exercise. But it was kind of worth it, from being stuck in bed for months to being able to swing a golf club for 9 or maybe 18 holes if I was lucky, 2 to 3 days laid out flat. It was worth it, in my opinion. I ran into Chris Mailhoyt, and he called me up one night. He said, I got something I want to share with you. I need you to come check out a meeting. And I'm like, what, do you got one of those things? And he's like, I need you to trust me and understand that I will not waste your time. And with that, I was like, I can respect that. Okay. I was actually in the middle of making dinner, and I told Kim, I was like, I'm going to go check this out. Something feels right. She's like, don't do it, babe. My parents have done this and that, and it's garbage. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I don't even know what it is. I don't know anything. I can't prejudge it. I'm going to take Chris's advice, and I'm just going to check it out. And she's like, don't sign up for anything. I went to the meeting where I actually had the pleasure of meeting Don D. Nettles, Elite Pro 7 at the time. This was a little over 7 years ago. He got to share his story with me, the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, which we should all be sharing with every contact. And he got to share the science behind what LifeVantage has to offer. And now Elite Pro 7, Daniel Mullering, Pro 3 at the time, shared the business. And I didn't sleep that night, guys. I went home with a little bit of hope that something might be able to shift in my life. So I took it. I got a bottle of Protanum, and I get home, and Kim's like, how'd it go? And it's like, well, I got a little blue bottle. And she's like, what is it? I was like, I don't know, but it sounds pretty cool. So I'll check it out. So I started Protanum, and within a few days, I started twisting and turning again and feeling pretty good throughout the day. And I was like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. And then by day 5, Kim hears me yelling and screaming and runs out, and she sees me doing jumping jacks, bending over, touching my toes. And she's like, what is in that stuff? I was like, I don't know, but we're going to be rich. And that's why we're here today, guys, because I felt a sense of obligation.
Yeah.
Thank you. To share this with people. I was a little bummed. Honestly, I was like, I wasn't going to do that. You know, my parents did candles and makeup and just stuff. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. But with LifeVantage, what they had to bring to the table, I was able to biohack my body with nutrigenomics that I didn't even know what was up at the time. Just flipping that switch inside my body took me from being in the lowest spot of my life, thinking I should tell this one to go marry someone else, to being the most happy guy in the world. We're going on 8 years of marriage. Thank you, honey, for staying with me.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I felt an obligation, guys. So, like I said, she had moved in to help out with the bills because I was out of work, and on a teacher's salary, it was a little tight. So we were hoping and praying that maybe $300 a month, you know, even $500 would be like huge. A dream come true to pay the phones, pay the electric, and maybe some groceries. So we got started, and very quickly found a team up in Maine that just started blowing this thing up, leader backed by leader backed by leader. And I mean, inside a few months, guys, we saw that few $100 residually coming in every month for the rest of our life. And then it just turned into a truck payment and a mortgage payment. And Kim gets to stay home with the girls and raise our kids the way that we want to raise them, instead of working full time to have someone else raise our girls. I'm all set with that. Okay. They behave and act and are smart as heck like mom, because honestly, LifeVantage came to the rescue and get to save the day. And we're kind of living life on our terms right now. I couldn't be more fired up.
Yeah, I will never be more grateful that you didn't listen to me than when it came to LifeVantage.
Just that once.
Just that one time. It's just completely shifted the course of the direction that we were heading for the better, and it's turned into much more than I could have ever anticipated for us. And it took me a while to really understand just how powerful this vehicle was. John initially joined the business 7 years ago, and I took me a few years to catch up, and I was supportive on the back end, but it took a while for me to step into that spotlight and say, oh, I could do this too. I'm an introvert, I'm shyer. He's the people person. He makes friends at the grocery store, like no matter where we go. So I just didn't see myself being able to do it. But then as time evolved and I saw the power of what we have our hands on, and I saw how it was opening doors for us, like he said, for me to stay home. And it was growing and growing. Now we have a bigger vision. And yes, I'm home. And now our next goal is to bring this guy home so we can do life together on our terms, right? And I just couldn't be more grateful that we decided to stick with it. And it's been 7 years, but we're not done. This is only the beginning. And it's a really exciting, beautiful thing.
Which kind of ties into our topic, right?
Yeah.
Working this business through the highs and the lows, guys. Backing up to the beginning, I'm just going to be real with you. You know, haven't done everything perfectly. Missed some events. I haven't been completely consistent. The only thing that's remained the same or consistent throughout these 7+ years is I'm not quitting. Not with what we have. Not with the obligation to share nutrigenomics and the life-changing benefits that you can not only receive from the products that LifeVantage has to offer, but from the business opportunity itself. So it's not up to me to make the decision for someone else that they're not going to like what we have to bring to the table. So I'm just not even going to talk to them. So it doesn't work like that. So we're working this through the highs and the lows. And for me, sometimes there's some more lows than there are highs. And, you know, just to be real with you, from a personal side, a family side, I have the pleasure of working with a family history of depression and anxiety, and the list goes on, but we'll keep it short for tonight. But, you know, it's a struggle sometimes, but I found that shifting my mindset, it just needs to happen. I can't stay in the lows too long because the whole woe is me thing doesn't cut it for too long. There's no productivity in it. And it's actually been proven that you can't think of a positive and a negative thought at the same time. So how are we supposed to be there for our family, grow our business, and share this incredible opportunity with people if we stay in the lows? It's not going to happen. So I'm self-employed. I also own a construction business. So my commute to work is substantial, sometimes up to an hour. And so I'm my own coach. I give myself pep talks all the time, like just like we're talking right now tonight. John, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to work yourself up, you got this, buddy. So it works for me. So I'll find myself in a low sometimes, and I'm like, just do the whole smile thing, So I'll drive down the road. I'm just like, yep, we're good, yep, And then after a few minutes, even sometimes you find yourself laughing out loud at yourself. Like, why are you seriously laughing at yourself and smiling? And then, boom, you got to smile. You just got to do it, fake it till you make it kind of concept. So, and for me, I'm not I can't read and retain for some reason. I'm an audio person. And with half an hour to an hour drive to work, pro audio series, personal growth and development books. One of my favorites is Ryan Holiday, The Obstacle is the Way. Unbelievable book. And I've listened to that book probably a dozen times at least. And I've listened to it in the highs. And I'm like, life's good, business is good, everything's good. And you listen to it, and it's almost like it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. And you're like, yep, that was some good stuff. But have you ever built yourself up or listened to something in the lows? I called my best friend who recommended that book to me when I was in the lows. Unbelievably impactful. I mean, it was like 100 times more powerful and useful and applicable to my life because I was in such a low that I needed everything that book had to offer. So my advice to you for building out of the lows, guys, put that fake smile on. Give yourself a pep talk. You're your own coach. You're your own accountability partner. Listen to pro audio books. The pro audio series that LifeVantage has to offer from the best of the best. The elite ranks are going to share with you their nuggets, and they might even be vulnerable with stuff like this too. It's not all, hunky-dory. It's all good. So just get yourself out of the lows as soon as possible, because the light is at the end of the tunnel, but you're not going to find it if you're stuck in the ditch.
That's good advice. That's good, babe. I like it.
Thanks.
And one of the ways we do that when we're in that low place and we're feeling unmotivated and we're discouraged by how things are going, or maybe not going, maybe we haven't rank advanced in a while and we're feeling that pushback and that discouragement, is when it's so incredibly vital to reconnect with why you decided to align with LifeVantage in the beginning. That's why we have you do that on day one, so you can really understand, okay, what am I getting myself into? Why am I deciding to take the time out of your incredibly busy schedule and make time for something like this? What are you here for? What are you looking to get out of LifeVantage? And sometimes when you're in that, you forget about it and you start questioning it, and then you remember, I'm tired of the rat race. I don't want the same story as everybody else that I know. I don't want to be tied to my job. I want to live life on my terms, and I want to be able to help people. Whatever that is for you, that's the perfect time, and why we have you write it out. And you'll hear it from absolutely everybody 100 times along your journey, is to reconnect with your why, because it's so important and vital to your business moving forward. And in alignment with that, once you get your why back into the forefront of your mind, you need a game plan. You need an action. Do you know, like I said before, we already talked about this guy. We talked about your calendar. What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing this next week? Do you have an action plan, a game plan? Do you have action points that you're going through on a daily basis? Do you know what you're doing when you wake up in the morning? And more importantly, do you have accountability to get it done? Because so often we'll flake on ourselves, right? say it's been a long day. Like I was going to work LifeVantage at the end of the day, but I mean, no one's going to know if I don't, right? I didn't commit to any power hours to anybody. So no one's going to know if I don't do it. And that can be such dangerous territory. People are always posting. Marcy's always up there posting, okay, I got power hours this day, this day, this day. People will pop on and say, I'll be here. And when you can hop on those power hours and connect with other friends and other business partners who are on there doing the same thing you're doing, they're cheering you on, you're supporting each other, you have that accountability. It's so much more powerful. I find I get so much more done because I'm focused and I have that accountability. And that leads me to my next point of staying plugged in. That's just one of so many ways to stay plugged in. And when you're in that low point, when you're feeling drained, when you have low battery, so to speak, you want to plug yourself in, whether it's to these training calls, to LVA, to our lead academies, plug yourself into the community. There's so many amazing ways that are available to us at any time. You can listen to these training calls in your pajamas, in your bed, should you choose, or on your commute to work. There's so many ways, but it's when you isolate yourself and when you pull back from everybody, that is when it's dangerous.
Don't do it.
Promise you, it's so much harder to pull yourself out of those low points when you isolate.
Has anyone had a big win? You know, you call a customer, you sign up a distributor, something big happens in your business. Now, have you ever had it happen when you're in the low? You know that feeling you get when you're like, oh, I'm supposed to be jumping on a team call right now, but you don't want to? It means you should, right? So we got to remember, guys, that this isn't about us. So even when you're in the lows, if you're able to pull yourself out of that ditch and realize this isn't about us, this is for everyone else. If they don't want the information, that's okay. That whole analogy of the waitress comes up and asks your party of 4, would anyone like a cup of coffee? And everyone says no. She's not going to get mad, right? It's just information. They didn't want coffee. It didn't ruin her day. It's the same thing, guys. Don't try not to get too emotional about it, too attached to the information. But just remember, in the highs, in the lows, this isn't about us. This information is for everyone, whether they want it or not. But we can't prejudge if it's up for them, if it's for them or not. Because the information for me was everything I needed from a product standpoint and a business standpoint. It's selfish of me to assume that you don't want to hear it. That's not up to me to judge. It's not up to you to judge who wants this and who doesn't. Let's at least give them the opportunity to hear it. So let's not be selfish in a sense. And remember, let's take the focus off of us and put it on them.
Absolutely. That was exactly what I was going to say.
I've hung out with her for a few years. We can read each other's minds.
we can, because when you're in that place of feeling stuck and feeling frustrated, and it's, I don't understand, and I don't this, like you're blocking yourself, and you're robbing somebody else of the opportunity to feel better. You're robbing them of the opportunity to produce more income for their family, that they are on their knees trying to find a way, staying up late, doing all the Google, trying to find out what they can do, right? To everybody I know, I feel like anyone you talk to either is looking for better health, for someone they love, or for themselves, right? Or they could use a little extra income. I don't care how much you make. Everyone I know, either they might have the income, but they don't have the time associated with it, right? That's Don D's story, and he shared that many times. So get the focus off of yourself, guys. It's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about them. So let's go out and let's help them. So I think that's it. I think
that's pretty much it for our topic, guys, and our story. And we just want to give a huge shout out to Don D and Marcy, who are rocking it right now out in New York. Go Team New York. You guys are crushing it too. Don D, I've known you for over 7 years, brother. It's been an absolute pleasure working this business with you, sharing a friendship with you and Marcy, and our families getting to know each other over the years. Very humbled and blessed that you asked us to host this call tonight. And I hope we made you proud. You know, we're proud to be a part of LifeVantage and Team Freedom Reigns. And we hope this information was useful to some of you tonight. And just remember, guys, in the highs and the lows, pick the highs and get it done. We appreciate you all.
Yes, love you guys. Have a great night, and let's close out this month strong, right?
And we'll see you in Cancun.
We'll see you in Cancun.